Alright, greetings, Islands of Adventure. About to buy 5th Dimension. Alright, we're gonna do some, obviously some connections. Yeah, Universe is doing some kind of, yeah, they're going more into the metaphysical from the feels, the fantasy, this new park that they're building from what I can get. So yeah, we're definitely going to an image change worldwide. Disney, well, Star Wars land, there's a lot of alien energies that want to control the alien vibrations. So when you have like a Palladian alien land and a Zeta Gray alien land, that's when the activations really start to begin.
Hey, where we
We go into a cosmic shift. Because we're recognizing our DNA, recognizing where we came from, instead of just ignoring it. Of course, we're learning from it, but as we see it more, it becomes more clear. And we can be able to reach it easily. So we'll be able to go into ourselves. The more we understand what we are, the easier it is to tap into it. It's all a gradual process, of course. Okay, we'll get going. God bless you. This is Ashtar Command. Blessings. Yeah, the Earth is shifting, as you can see. There's new vibrations constantly coming in. New timelines are being added. And yes, the frequency of disclosure is going to slowly heat up. Yes, there's always going to be those that are going to be pushing back on it. But there's others that also helps others to get the rhythm going too. That does speed things up. More ways than you might realize. So in this this new process of what you're going to be, it's always going to be just like Republican and Democrat. It's always going to be back and forth. For now, it's necessary for your growth. You can't to have a world just all agree at once doesn't really help much, and not in a growth way. And your world, as you can see, is the opposite of many other planets, but it's done by design. And 4th dimension is needed for this world to exist. Yeah, 5D can help, yes, but 4D is necessary. So it's like an added force. We can recognize what you're going through. We see what you're going through. We go into your energy fields, we just know exactly what you're going through. We have a better idea than a lot of others, at least those that study your planet. Studying your planet is not easy. Many feel it's too negative or overwhelming. But realize studying your planet, you get a Harvard degree. So there are different aspects, ways of looking at it. You do go up so just understanding your world and then coming into the workforce is a big deal. Basically a ground crew. It's a long process with that. It's not just so easy, it's not so simple. And many that wish to go, yes, join the colonies and get off of Earth and get out of this place. are really kind of slowing their ascension down. They might act like everything is going well, but in true fashion, it's really not. Basically, they are hindering their direction. They're putting a big blockage there, basically. And more than they might realize. The more that you want to go off planet, it depends on how you go about it, but some are actually making a career out of it. And there is soul growth that's for opening up your spiritual connections. There are others that are more just doing it just to get off the world, and that's about it. Others are finding a way, like a key. You're finding a way to do it. You're finding it through your energy field. That's a little bit different because you are figuring out your own abilities. You're opening up your own spiritual development. So that's a whole different realm altogether, and there's much more to learn from that, as you're basically going inside of yourself. And that is, you're finding a way where you can comfortable of looking inside yourself without losing your mind, and seeing and feeling other realities within you is a part of soul growth. And to make it soul growth and comfortable, well, sometimes you need to be comfortable because sometimes it gets out of hand. You can connect to too much, and like some are connected to Hitler in another incarnation, and that can be a little bit heavy for some. And yes, alien possession is real, with souls being taken over. Especially some channelers, they get possessed by alien beings. It's a very real thing. It's very scary, you can say. That means that soul basically is allowing that to occur, gave up on this reality. It was too much for them. They thought they could handle it. All seemed fuzzy and nice. And then they're starting to see that this isn't exactly what they signed up for. They thought they could handle it. So they stepped back. So, in their growth, it is a different type of growth. In some ways, it's a lot more complicated because the soul is kind of going backwards. When you allow a possession, depending on the possession, alien possession, because aliens, when they possess you, can take information from you. They can take on your personality, it's like they're almost becoming you. And so that creates a very bizarre, one thing is to get possessed by a lower vibrational being. That being just wants to talk through you, but being basically wants to kick you out altogether. But for an alien possession, it's a little bit different, where you just basically, because they need to keep your characteristics, they need to keep the show going on, they need to make, hey, this is still that same person, sort of, but not really. And that's where it gets complicated, and that's why the characteristics come into that alien being, and the soul that allows that to occur is usually going to have difficulties reincarnating in the future. If you constantly give yourself up like that, you can become an unreliable source. It's just that you more push your growth backwards than forward. And that's where, where it gets kind of ugly for some. So it is possible, it is happening currently within several channelers, actually. Several people, actually. Yeah, it's different between a walk-in. It is a walk-in experience, but it's a lot different, it's more possession. A walk-in, just like, hey, this is me, this is the new me. But some want to keep that characteristic down and say, hey, this is still the same person. When it really isn't. Greetings, we are CIA. Greetings, we are Yester consciousness, or CIA consciousness. We are watchers. We're not exactly the most friendly species on your planet, but we are here to assist you in your ascension, kind of. Well, we are there, yes, many agendas are going into your mental state at this time, basically, to block you from what you want, what your direction is. Basically keep you on the narrative. And the narrative is very cold, as you can see. It is backward. It's within your media system. Basically, programming goes into your astral that comes into you in the physical. So your astral is allowing it basically because it realizes if it lets go too soon, you won't be able to function very well in society. It's like, where do you go? You're so used to being controlled by everybody. And I say, you let go of that control, where do you go? Spirituality doesn't always work for everybody. Some find pornography to find their direction. Some find very incest directions, whatever it might be. But the awakening process is different with everybody, basically. Is a spiritual awakening. It's awakening that your society, your reality is pretty much not what you think it is. So it is, some are having difficulties, yes, digesting that. So they go with the program. Your astral can get sick of you too. Your astral self can get so tired of you not letting go. It can get bored with you. It can get so disconnected from you because it's so connected to the third dimension. It depends. Not all astrals, of course, are doing that, but there are many that do get furious at you as a human because you're not awakening to what's fully going on. You have the capabilities of it, choose not to. Some of you make peace with it, some of you don't. Some of you have illnesses like cancer. And so it's another way of spiritual growth. So, okay, I'm not going to wake up to alien energies or any of this spiritual work or whatever it might be, or conspiracies. I'm going to stay shut down, so I'm going to have illnesses instead. That's going to be my spiritual awakening, is just being sick all the time. You'd be surprised at how many are, because you can heal yourself at many. Sometimes, because many of you do have an agreement to go to a certain direction or get a job for that, or a job situation, and you choose not to. You choose to go in a different direction. So that's where you cause a lot of illnesses and mental hardships. So it's on different layers, different ways of looking at it. So it's just the different aspects of how you're going to, in your current awakening status. Now I realize, yes, being aware of your astral self isn't always necessary, but some of you, like being aware of your spiritual development is being aware of your astral self to a certain degree. You don't always have to be, as long as you feel free in this reality. Some feel free by being controlled. And so you go by the control system, you go by the timeline that's been offered to you. CIA energies, yes, what we do is we broadcast our message, like you come out of your cone and realize we're going to be on your ass even more. We're going to be watching you even more. Is it a threat? Not necessarily. It's on how you take it. Because many are terrified to awaken. That's where we're coming from. Yes, many are going to always be, there's always going to be two sides. Yes, we understand that. But many of you in the awakening community are going to hit hard on your, not just your belief systems, but you know it does exist. And it's going to also speed things up. But might also cause you injury too. It all depends. Depends on how hard you want people to know. You want to be free, right? Well, the more that you are connected to others, the better it is in the long run. This is why community is key. So if you go by yourself, you can drive yourself insane. If you're with others, if you go insane, at least you take others with you. And they're more likely to be able to pull you out. So that's why community is key for soul growth in any fashion. Of course, many feel like they can't connect to anybody, but the offer, for them to find somebody to talk to, some to shut that out, they're not ready for it, whatever it might be. But basically, you're going into a new paradigm of your reality. Yes, there are many aliens that are possessing people at this time. And we kind of, I don't know if we enjoy it, but we do, we're connected to that energy source. Because basically, for you to connect to the unknown is key for your survival. Breaking free of this dimension, this reality. It's inevitable, your spiritual direction is inevitable. They can't keep you shut down forever. So basically you will be known. Now will that be enjoyable for many of you? Yes and no. life's going to get even harder the more that you are awakened, the more you awaken others, because others are going to be not too pleased with that. You are shaking up realities. I mean, timelines do shut you out, but eventually they can't shut you out forever. So get used to alien knowledge just being in your public. It's not going to entirely increase just yet, but will eventually.
Do you think about me?